it's starting to heat up. So I figured, let me explain what I'm gonna do, because I'm pretty sure my phone's gonna overheat and die on me and I won't be able to record what I'm doing. So let me flip the camera. I finished broad forking 6 new beds. There's one here. Okay, I don't know if this is showing up on camera, but trust me, I did it. This is a walking path, because you can't tell right now, but I'm gonna have a fruit guild over here. There's a persimmon and a native cherry tree growing over here. So I'm doing a fruit guild outside of here. So anyway, this is a path, a walking path. This is a bed that I'm gonna grow in. Walking path, grow bed, walking path, grow bed, walking path. And it's the same thing over here. Walking path, grow bed, walking path, grow bed. You get the idea, right? So total of 6 beds in this space. And so it's been broad forked, and all of these native plants growing on the outside and all around is going to contribute to my next step, which is adding a layer of organic material on top of my newly broad forked rows. So I'm going to cut all this down and lay it on top of the rows that I just broad forked. So I'm going to have broad forked Georgia clay, right? A layer of organic material. And then I have, where are they? Quite a few pots of plants that died. Winter, spring, summer, I don't know. They died. And so I've just been collecting the pots of soil kind of all over the place. And I'm going to use this aged soil to top dress my beds. And then that top dressing is what I'm going to plant directly into these Thai soldier long beans, which I've just been growing on the vine, or drying on the vine. I'm going to use these as a summer cover crop for this new grow area, because I'm in Georgia, zone 8B. I have at least 2 months left of summer weather, and these beans have been very productive. They don't seem to mind the fact that the clay is really heavy and compacted. These are really good, and what I want to do is to have living roots in the soil. Like, that's the best thing for developing and growing my soil, improving it. So right now it's heavy, but through the process of, like I said, adding organic material, putting living roots in the ground, and giving it time, I will have better soil. So all of these beds here, I have 6 rows. All of these rows where you see things growing currently started like this. Some of them worse, because the first 2 rows, I didn't even have time to tarp. I just went straight into them, broad forked. I didn't even give them any time to rest and let nature, solarize or do any of that. So I had to do a lot of hand weeding. But they all will eventually, oh, hi butterflies, good morning. They'll eventually look like this, and things will be growing. So this area will look like these areas. Cardboard for my walking paths, row cardboard. And actually, I've made more progress on this side, because the ultimate goal is to have all of my beds edged with logs. So there'll be growing bed, logs, cardboard, mulched pathways. You get the idea. That area will eventually look like this and be productive. It takes time. It's a process, Obviously, there's ways to make faster soil or to get your soil going faster, but I prefer the more natural way. This area currently looks like this. This is going to be rows 7 through 9. So remember this for the future. This is row 1 through 6, and these are going to be rows 7 through 9. I'm just putting it on record. This is what it looked like. And in a few months, it won't look like this. So I'm going to put these Thai soldier long beans as a summer cover crop and let those grow. They'll be winter killed, but prior to the winter coming, I'm going to plant these out with blueberries, strawberries, mulberries. Basically, this is going to be my berry patch. It's going to be all here. So I'm putting in a cover crop to get some roots in the ground and give it a little nitrogen boost before I plant my berry patch out over there on that section of the food forest. But let me show you what while we're here. This area where I moved the tarp is going to be my fig orchard and citrus grove. Use your imagination. These are the fig pots that were down here holding down the tarp in that area. Now I have moved the tarp to this area, which is going to be the next section that's going into production. And these figs will be holding down this tarp. And eventually, in a few months, these figs are going to go into the ground here. And you'll see what I did was, I think on the last video, I cut down the trees. It's the same process over and over and over is what I'm doing. Cutting down the trees, clearing the brush. And so it looks like this underneath. And then I lay the tarp down for a few months, let the sun zap everything underneath here, kill it down. And then this area that is currently tarped in a few months will look like that area where you saw me broad forking that I'm putting in production now, where the native plants are died down. They break down and add some organic material to the soil and makes it a little bit softer for me to get into. So it's a process. Can you grow figs in a pot? Yes, you can. You don't need land. You need a pot. Anyway, that's the process that I'm doing for all of this. So that tarp is 14 by, I don't know, don't give me the line, I gotta look it up. But I know it's works out to be like 792 square feet of additional growing space, almost 800 square feet. So every time I move the tarp to a new area, I'm adding an additional 800 approximately square feet of growing space to the food forest. And so this patch that I'm working on now is going to be an extra 800 square feet, 3 rows of growing space. And then in a few months, that area will be ready to go into production. I'm going to do the same thing that I'm doing right now over there for the figs. So that's the process, little by little, putting more space into production, letting nature do some of the hard work so I don't have to do so much of it. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm like just dripping sweat. I feel like you can see. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now because I got a bunch of work to still do before it gets so hot I can't be out here anymore. Organic material base layer on top of the clay. I've started. Obviously, I have a long way to go, but I started. That is for another day. This sun is just too much.